In this next story, Stephen Tucker and Mike Kriz discuss tips for hiring qualified technicians.
I think some of the key things that is really identifying the type of person that you need for the job. So many times we just settle with a guy because he can turn a wrench because we need to fill a spot. And I think a lot of times we don't realize how much that ends up costing, from the interview process to all the time it takes to hire somebody to then 3 months down the road find out that it didn't work out. I think we really need to spend more time on looking at the guys that are out there, going through the applications and really identifying each club's need. If I need a guy to organize a facility, I'm not going to go hire a guy that has brand new ones. If I need a guy that's going to run a brand new fleet of leased equipment, is the best guy or the best choice someone that's used old equipment? And those are things that each superintendent needs to be able to really look into and figure out where the most value comes from for that candidate.
The superintendent that's looking for a new technician really needs to look for somebody that fits his need. Don't settle for anything less. Keep looking until you find that guy that meets your needs. You know what your expectations are, so go out and find that guy.
Each club really needs to look at all the things that they're asking equipment technician to be involved with. All right, one of the biggest discussions we had today during our presentation was the simple fact that if you've got a guy that's in charge of over $1 million worth of equipment, then how do we not justify education and all these other things? I mean, it's one of the largest assets that any club has, and yet we don't put a whole lot of importance on hiring the individual or having the individual to begin with. And I think clubs need, and I think it's happening more, but I think clubs really got to dive into the dollars and cents of it. If we want to be successful as a club, we have to look at ways to save money. And the big numbers are the ones that make the most difference. And so when you look at an equipment manager that's managing $1 million worth of equipment, and that's typical at most 18-hole golf courses, I think it's just common sense that you got to have somebody there that's capable of managing it and that can save you the most money, because I think that's where the value comes in. I think that's where the savings come from. If I have to replace equipment every 3.5 years because my guy can't take care of it, well, is that financially a great decision? Probably not. If you could keep it for 6, you've already saved how much money now? I mean, those are really the numbers I think you have to dive into.
It's such a daunting task to maintain a golf course in pristine conditions that all our members or customers demand. So the more teamwork that we have, the better the job is going to get taken care of. And so that's the way I approach the job, and that's the way I promote it everywhere I go. It's got to be a team concept. If you look at a very successful golf course maintenance operation, you'll find that team concept.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think overall that's changed a lot. I mean, I think superintendents have really seen the difference in having a good equipment manager and that value, like we talked about before, that takes over. And I think they see the success that can happen not only in their own career, but for that equipment technician as that team grows.